Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come on in the room. I got a new desk today. I got boxes everywhere, and yeah. So I'll let you guys come in the room, and we'll talk about this morning what happened, and then we'll go from there. GEGB. What is GEGB? Let me see if I can figure it out. GEGB. What is that? Not really sure what GEGB is. Somebody help me out with that. What is GEGB? GEGB. What was it? You guys come in the room. You guys know, as always, go ahead and tell me how your day was. I'm interested. I want to know, how was your day? Good evening. God bless you as well. Good evening. God bless you as well. I got a new desk. I'm excited. I just put it together for, so I'm a little excited about my little desk. It's funny how we still get excited about toys, huh? Yeah. Now I just got to clean up my /studio/office. I don't know which one it is. Is it a studio or office? I'm confused. I don't know. Giving a little bit. You email me on Monday? Hold on, let's check and see. See, now I can check my laptop. Wow. Yeah, I guess I always been able to do that. Email me on Monday. What's your email address, Precious? Email me on Monday. Email me on Monday. Logging in right now. All right, well, this is Faith for Financial Freedom, where we are doing one thing, and that is helping you to change your mind about money. I believe this: if you change your mind about money, money will change its mind about you and stick around for a whole lot longer. So every single day we coming here to help you do one thing, that's helping you get to that land of more than enough. I believe 100% that the land of not enough and the land of just enough is not for you. It's not supposed to be in your life. You're supposed to be in the land of more than enough. That's when you have enough for you and someone else, because the Bible is so clear that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So every single day we're here at 7 o'clock a.m., except for this morning, at 7 o'clock a.m. to give you biblical principles. In the afternoon, we bring you life application. I believe faith without works is dead. So we give you faith in the morning and how to do the works in the evenings, and we put those two together. And he said he will bless the work of your hands. He said whatever you shall do, that he shall bless. So we got to get to doing something and watch God make your faith come to pass and actually watch that work. So let's see here. Let's see if I can find this email address that I suppose I did not reply to. Tomorrow, R, I do see you. I did. I asked everybody about their day this morning, about their day. I was in your scope last night. I just wanted to know about the mentorship. I got you. I'll reply to that as soon as we get off. I did read this, and I'm sorry I did not reply. I'll tell you what, I will help. I will help. What I would do, I want to email you now. I'm just going to do a quick email real quickly. And I just sent you my phone number. Just a quick email. Didn't have anything else in there but my phone number. Nothing else in there but my phone number. Let's see, I shared my testimony with you guys on yesterday. And what do you guys, so I hope you guys still come back after hearing some of the things I've been through. Like, he crazy. So I opened up. I was very transparent on yesterday. And actually, the first time I've ever been that candid about some of the things that I've been through in my life. And I did not know it took an hour and a half. Gosh, it was an hour and a half long story. That was a long story, y'all. And you guys tuned in. So I appreciate you for staying on the line. Where are my notes for my tax lien certificates? So this is what happens when you get a new desk. You start moving stuff, and you can't find exactly what you did with the previous items. Isn't that horrible? It is. So, real quickly, we've been talking about tax lien certificates, the best investment ever. I believe 100% that you cannot find a better investment than tax lien certificates. If you can, it's funny. I've always had the kind of mind that I have. I remember I was at Purdue, and I had just got paid. I had about $300. And I was like, man, I need to put this money somewhere where we can make some money. This was my mindset. I was young, like 17. I was a freshman at Purdue. No, because I wasn't staying on campus. So I had to be a sophomore. So I'm like 18 because I went to college at 17. So I'm like 18 years old. And I was like, I got $300. That was a lot of money to me. I know. When you're young, you think you know everything. Give me 1 second. I have to adjust this light. Give me 1 second. All right. See, the light is not supposed to be on me. The light is actually supposed to be on the green screen because that's what's actually changing. Thank God for editing, right? Okay. So I went to Purdue, and while I was at Purdue University, I had this money and I could not figure out what to do with it. At $300, I was big balling, y'all. At least I thought I was then. Thought I had big balling. I found my notes. Great. All right. So I heard this commercial was on television. It was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it was like the best investment ever. And it didn't tell what it was. If you can find a better investment than what we're going to talk about today, we'll pay you $1,000. I was like, really? So I got in the car, drove an hour down the road, me and my girlfriend at that time, and we went down to this investment seminar, and they was talking about tax lien certificate. And this was in 1995. I never acted on it. 1995. If I had acted on that, boy, listen, I went to the seminar. I was very much interested. Everything they had to say made sense to me. I just didn't have the money. They wanted like $1,000 or $2,000 to be in this club and all that kind of stuff. And I really didn't have. So I actually went to the guy and said, listen, I'm a college student. I drove down here from Purdue. And can you guys work with me? I only got $300. I'll make payments on it, whatever you can do. And they was like, nope, 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 nope. And I never acted on it. I had all the information. I knew all the information about it, but I didn't have the, I had the concept, but not the information. I had the concept, but not the information, as far as the particular laws in each individual state. And I remember they showed Evander Holyfield house that went up for a tax sale and all these other people in different counties and all that kind of stuff. I was like, man, I was blown away. Like, oh, this stuff really exists. And, yeah, that was in 1995, and here it is in 2016. I'm actually teaching this stuff, and I never acted on it until last year. Isn't that crazy? It took me 11 years. It took me 11 years to start. Boy. So anyway, so now I'm saying tax lien certificates are the best investment ever. Yes, a set time, an appointed time. Best investment ever. I believe that 100% without a shadow of a doubt. Listen. As I've looked at your mutual funds, I've looked at your bonds, I've looked at your certificates, I've looked at your IRAs, your 401ks, which are all based on Wall Street. I've looked at all your indexes from your S&P to your Dow. Nobody pays the rate of tax lien certificates. Matter of fact, we actually went over it and we talked about how your mutual funds, they pay about between 6 to 8%. Your insurance is about 6%. And then you're looking at your bonds, they're lower about 2 to 3%. And so, it makes sense. I think the lowest state I found so far is 10%, except those states that are bid down states. And I do believe I was going to check tomorrow. I was going to check for you to find out if Illinois is a bid down state and see. Now I got my little desk in front of me. I can actually do some more stuff while I'm online. I love my desk. Love it. So anyway, I'm like a big kid, I know. So let's get started. Today we're actually going to be talking about your 4.6 servings. Your 4.5 and your 4.6 servings in Lake County, Indiana. That's Lake County, Indiana. Every state is going to be different. I'm teaching you in this county. I'm getting ready for the tax lien sale on Tuesday, the 22nd. I'm excited about it. Coming up, we're believing God to walk away with at least 2 properties at the next sale. We're going to go in together. That's in June, May or June. You can tell me about AZ. I don't know AZ. Oh, Arizona. Duh. Arizona. Yeah, we can look up the laws. Everything is public record, and that's what most people don't understand. All this stuff is public record. They have to actually advertise the sales, advertise how to actually do them. I will say this, attorneys get paid a lot of money to do this stuff, and it's quite simplistic. Really, it is. I've been successful in obtaining my own properties, doing all the paperwork myself. Quite simplistic, but again, I'm only dealing in one county, that's Lake County. And so when you join these different clubs and all that, I believe they have done the research for each particular state and each individual county. Because if I was to leave here and go to Tippecanoe County, it would be a little different than it would be in Lake County. While the state laws are the same, the county has different provisions that they actually want you to abide by. And so, but the great thing is that they're all online. I mean, thank God for internet. Before internet, you really was kind of lost. You were really lost. So thank God for internet. So quick review of what some of the things we've been through over the last couple weeks. We kind of talked about, first of all, we started with what are tax liens, and exactly what they are. They are lien against a real property. It's a lien against a real property. Tax liens pay. Pretty much the simplest way I can put this is that tax liens are a way for the municipality or the government or that county to actually be able to meet its budget. As you guys know, all the payroll for the state, your emergency services, your hospitals, your police department, and your schools, all of them get their revenue from the county, and the county is responsible for that. So we want to make sure, they want to make sure that they want to meet their obligations. Well, they get money from taxes, and if the taxes are not paid, then what happens? They can't pay. And so what they've allowed is a provision, and I still got to come up with a way to actually write on stuff that won't be reversed. Because like if I show you this right here, it's actually reversed. You can't read it because it's like looking in a mirror. So we're going to work on that next. That's the next part. So anyway, I guess I'll try to do it with my fingers. That's about the best way. So you have here, you have homeowner, you have here, you have the municipality, and you have here an investor. Homeowner, municipality, investor. The municipality or the county is waiting for this guy to pay his taxes. He doesn't pay, but they got a budget to meet. So this guy over here, learn how to write backwards you're real smart, Joe said. Thank you, though. So this guy over here pays the taxes for this guy over here. All right. So when he pays the taxes for this guy over here, this guy now has a penalty that he owes the municipality because they charge a penalty or an interest rate. They charge one or the other, a penalty or an interest rate, depending on which state you're in. So when he comes in, we're going to say that his taxes was $5,000. He comes in, he pays his taxes, $5,000. He gives it to the municipality here. The municipality then would take that $5,000 plus in our county, it would be 10% penalty plus $500 extra. So that $5,000 is made $500 very quickly. So now you got $5,500 like that. Now, I'm not in it for the interest rate. I'm in it for the home. I like unlimited returns. 10% is a great interest rate. I'm going to tell you that now. Based on all the other markets, indexes, and all the other investments that we've looked at, other than opening your own business, I haven't found anybody who has higher returns than this. And so while I'll take 10%, I would love the home. I'm just telling you, I love the home. And so if he does not pay, this guy here, if he doesn't pay, then you actually have first lien position. This guy here now has first lien position on that property. What does that mean? That means that it supersedes mortgages, it supersedes second mortgages, it supersedes contract liens or maintenance liens, mechanic liens, any other liens that are placed against that property. You now have superior ownership over all of those, which means you can foreclose. Now, the county can, within the time frame, whatever that time frame is, which is called a redemption time frame, the mortgage company can actually pay the taxes on that property. And so if you're looking at a very good area and there's a $200,000 mortgage or $100,000 mortgage on the property and it's $5,000 worth of taxes, typically the bank don't want to lose $100,000 for the sake of $5,000. So typically they'll pay the money to the county, and then they will actually bill additional monies to the homeowner. And what they will do is take that $5,000 divided by 6 or 12, whatever they want to do, and they'll actually include that in his mortgage payment. If he can't pay, then they'll usually foreclose and take the home. So for me, we really don't have that problem because banks right now in the area where I'm in, because the property value is so low, they typically don't pay. The mortgage I just had, which was a hard money investor, which is totally different than a regular investor. A hard money investor was in on the house the last one we just bought, and I think it had a lien against it. It was a $60,000-$70,000, and we were still able to obtain the property. So yeah, that's the way tax liens work. That's what they are. You got tax liens, you have tax deeds, you have redemption deeds. We talked about the 3 different types and based on where you are. And then we talked about the different investments, which we've already talked about today, and how this is a better investment. And then we went into how to research. How do you actually do your research? We gave you onyxelectronics.com. Onyxelectronics.com is the site for you to go to for Lake County, Indiana, and actually be able to, guess you could say, see what properties they actually have on sale. A hard money investor versus a mortgage company. So we'll get into hard money. I pray that you guys never have to deal with them. It's a very convenient way for you to obtain funds quickly on a property if you want to rehab it. However, they charge very excessive interest rates. I'm talking about like 20%. I mean, they're very excessive. They don't base it on your credit at all. They base it simply on the property. If they feel the property is a good property that they can get a return on, they'll say, okay, we'll lend you $50,000 to repair it, but we're going to charge you 10 points. So out of that $50,000, that 10 point is now $5,000. And so we're only going to give you $45,000, but you got to pay us 50 back. And typically they will want a down payment on that as well. So that you got some skin in the game. They don't just give you $45,000 and you walk away. So they usually want money up front. But they base it based off of the property. And so if they lend you $50,000 on a home, the home has to be worth probably 75 to 100 because they want to be in about 75 to 50%, what's called loan to value, LTV. Loan to value, that is the value of the property compared to the value of the loan. So if the house is worth 100, they lend them 50, they still got $50,000 worth of equity there to play with so they can get their money back quickly. And so that's what a hard money investor is. Then we went over tax sale research. We told you that this is a job. This is not something, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not some scam by night. This is a part-time job. I'm telling you, you have to do your research. You have to do your research. You have to do your research. I cannot say that enough. There are 14,000 houses on this list, and out of those 14,000 houses, you want to make sure that what you are looking at and what you're doing is part of what you have systematically already put into I guess you can say, your investment scheme, your investment strategy. Make sure that it fits. And so for my strategy is I'm investing in one area, and when we actually get to meet personally, I'll tell you why I'm investing in one particular area. I can't tell you on the air. I just can't tell you on the air. So let's put a pause. Let's put a pin right there. I do want to share that Miss Drea, Lady Drea, contacted Brittany. She talked to me, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, huh? So Brittany did let me know that you did contact her. She wants to have a meet and greet from people all over the country who are interested in becoming a part of our investment club, where you guys can come see the properties yourselves. We can sit down and talk and actually put together a presentation for you, and you guys can have open Q&A there. And so we're going to work on that. We're going to actually start working on that like this weekend. We'll start putting together a venue, a forum, and actually getting the date together. We'll actually try to find out when the next tax sale is going to be. And so we'll probably have it about 2 weeks before the tax sale, maybe 3, 2 to 3 weeks before the tax sale, so that we can actually get that together. So we'll get hotel arrangements so we can all be in the same hotel. I wish my house was big enough. Y'all could all stay here, but it's not. I got a 4-bedroom house that's still vacant though. But in the name of Jesus, it's going to be rented next month. I'm telling you, I need the money. So it's going to be rented next month. So we're going to put that together for y'all. We're going to be putting that together for y'all. Please come. And we want to see your face in the place and actually be able to shake your hands and see who you are. And thank you for tuning in every single day. So we also talked about tax sale research. We talked about what kind of investor. We have sleeping bags. Hey, y'all know I'm very personable. I am. When I say I'm very personable, we will have bags all the way down the hallway. In the back room, it's 3 bedrooms here. I got a California king in the back. Hey, after we get done meeting, we got a prayer meeting. No, I'm I get really good rates on rooms at the Marriott. I think I can get rooms. I get up to 3 rooms at the Marriott for like $40 with tax at the Marriott. But only issue with that is we got to make sure that they are accepting the discount that I take at that time. So if we can project that far enough out, we'll go ahead and reserve at least 3 rooms, and we can see if we can get that discount of $40 for you guys. All right. So what type of investor are you? Are you a flipper? Are you a holder? Or are you looking for the rate of return? Flipper is somebody, I buy the house, I'm selling the house. I'm going to sell it as is, or I'm going to go in and fix it up and get rid of it. It all depends on how much, what we call margin or equity that's in the property. If you can get a house that's worth, and you know it's worth $100,000, and you spend $5,000 at the auction, you turn around and sell it for, if it's worth $100,000, you turn around and sell it for $60,000. it'll probably sell very quickly, very, very quickly. You made yourself literally $55,000 like that overnight. And or you can go in and fix it up and say, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to put another 10 into it and we're going to make 100, or another 15 or whatever it takes to do that. Me personally, I would probably just try to get rid of it. I mean, put it on the market and put it as is. If I want 55 out of it, I'm going to list it for 75 and let somebody bid it down. And I'll take my 50, that's, or 65 or whatever it is I'm looking for out of that investment. I only got $5,000 in the property. So, hey, sounds good to me. Matter of fact, I'm really thinking about changing my strategy for this next auction because I've come across a couple properties that I think will sell very quickly. But one of my strategies is that I'm holding long. Remember, y'all know I want 10 houses. That's my start. That's my start. I want 10 rental properties. That's my start. And so I don't know. We praying about it. We're going to see how the auction goes. And we're going to make our strategy and have a plan A and a plan B. And we're going to see which one kind of pans out for that. All right. So flipper, a holder is somebody like I typically want to do. I'm a holder. I want to actually take the property. Once I get the property, I want to fix it up, put a tenant in it, and I actually want to get that income every single month for a long period of time. And the reason why for me is that I just believe that Gary's going to come back. When Gary comes back, when I say come back, that the property value is going to begin to come back up. When it comes back up, that property is going to be worth a lot more 10 years from now than it will be worth today. And so I want to hold that property on, let somebody else pay me, and well, pay my property taxes, pay my insurance, so it doesn't cost me anything, and let them pay for it. And while I hold on to the property until I can sell it for $80,000 or plus or whatever it is. That's my strategy. But if I can get into a property and I can make $50,000 tomorrow, that's not a whole lot better than 10 years from now. So yeah, we'll see. And then you got those who say, you know what, I just want 10, 15, 20% rate of return on my investment. Those are holders. Those are people who say, not holders, those are your investors for the rate of return. You want that rate of return on your investment. So which kind of investor are you? We talked about based on what kind of investment you are, you may need an exit strategy. You need to know your budget. You also need to know when you look at the property, doing your research, you need to know exactly what that property is going to need in order for you to actually start bidding on that. And so that says that if the property I pull up and I see that it's going to need new windows, can I sell the house or can I put a tenant in it without putting new windows in? I don't know. It's going to need a new roof. It's going to need landscaping. They always need landscaping. Even when people, even the nicer houses, they usually need landscaping. Landscape is something that you're going to have to do. What else? Does it need a hot water heater? Does it need a furnace? Does it need new carpet, new floors, ceramic tile, carpet, hardwood, whatever you want to put in there? And based on your strategy, again, if you're flipping and it's a nicer home, you probably want to put ceramic tile in there. But if you're renting, you may want to do carpet. I did run into a guy who said, man, I put ceramic tile in all my houses from the door all the way to the back. And I said, man, ain't it cold? Number one, I said, ain't it more expensive? He says, yes, but I never have to replace carpet again. I don't have to worry about stains. I don't have to worry about. I said, man, that's a good idea, but isn't it cold? He said, man, they're gonna put carpet. They're gonna put the throw rugs down. It's gonna look nice for them. I said, wow, and I think I may adopt that policy. I may adopt that policy. Carpet is gonna cost me $500. Ceramic tile is gonna cost me $800. Put the ceramic tile down, and that $300 more, or even $500 more, I never have to replace carpet again. And remember, I'm holding for the long term, and so that carpet expense could be. I may have to change carpet every 2 years. And, we all know carpet is not cheap. Even when you get the cheap carpet, it's not cheap. And so I may have to spend a little bit more money for the ceramic tile and have a little bit more time than laying carpet. But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it over the long period of time. I just know that I wouldn't want to wake up and have my feet on cold ceramic tile in the wintertime. That would be horrible. All right. So then we talked about the tax list. The tax list has 14,000 properties on it. How in the world do we ever get this down to something that's manageable? We taught you how to put filters into your Excel spreadsheet and actually begin to take that Excel spreadsheet and begin to lower it down by zip code, lower it down by the tax liens, by the property, by the certificate value, and that is how much they owe on taxes. You also can lower it down by the property itself. We want to make sure that they actually has land on it. And I was helping Raven and Angie came by today, and I was helping them. I think and Angie was looking at some areas. I think we got it down to like 14 out of 14,000 houses. I think we got it down to about 100 and something. And then Tracy came over last night. Somebody who's a part of InsureTech, she came through last night, and I was showing her. She may be going to the auction with me as well. I was showing her, and she was looking at Hammond. I think we got her list down to like 10 properties based on the search she was particularly doing. So you can definitely get that narrowed down. And then we talked about how to actually see the property before you go out to it. Google it, put that address into Google. That property will come up. It's usually an older picture. I think today when we was doing Angie's, they were from 2013. But at least let you know, is this something I want to do? You can actually do a 360 view, walk down the street virtually, and see if that's something in the neighborhood you want to do. And then you can decide, yeah, I think I want to drive by this property. When you drive by, see if there's a tenant, if it's vacant. Those are things you want to look at and see. And then based on that, you decide whether or not you want to actually get that property. All right, so that's pretty much what we've done up until this point. Let's talk about servings now. Servings. Now, this is what happens in Lake County, and I can only speak for Lake County. I know everybody here is from different states. We might even have people from outside of the United States, but we're going to talk about Lake County, and we can get more in particular as we begin to work together one-on-one. Lake County, the way that it goes is that when you go to the auction, you're buying the lien on the property. So the tax lien is called a tax lien. They're putting a tax lien against the property, but tax lien has first leadership on first lien holder place, first position. And so when that lien is actually placed on the property, the homeowner has to be notified that that lien is on the property. And anybody else who has an interest in the property has, I should have printed it out. I didn't think about it. Anybody else who has an interest in the property, when I say interest, that means their own title. That means their own title. You also have to notify them because they can redeem the property as well. So you have to actually what they call servings or notifications. Either one you want to call it, servings and notifications. There is a particular way that you have to do it. So give me a few seconds. I'm going to go grab some things for you that I did from the last sale. And I'm going to grab that paperwork and I'll be right back. All right. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, so let's get this started. So when you actually, let me see if I can find actually my actual auction number. Your notifications, these are my 4.5s, okay? So the very first serving that you have to do is what's called a 4.5 serving in Lake County. The reason it's called 4.5 servings is because according to the Indiana tax code or Indiana tax sale code, it's like IC, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's called IC, which stands for Indiana code 6-1.1-25.45. So they take the last two digits, which was 0.45, and they actually open that up for you. And that's what your servings are. So you can actually just Google that. It's redemption. It would actually come up IC, and then put that in there as 6.1-1-25-4.5. And so that's what that is. And this is for this. I think this is for the state, actually. This is Indiana State. This is for the state. So everybody has to go by these particular things. Now, this is the envelope that I just made a little thing envelope here, and I put all of my servings that I had to actually do in this envelope. And I keep everything in this folder per property, and then differentiate between 4.5s and 4.6s. That's why you see two different folders. Okay, now when you get these folders, there's very particular about how they want these to look. And if you mess up, I promise you, they will hold it against you. I want to tell you again, if you mess up, I promise you, they will hold it against you. So you got to make sure you do everything to the T. That's why most people say, I'm just going to hire an attorney to do this because I want to do it. Listen, you can do this yourself. Plus, I've already made templates for you. And it's not costing you nothing because you're part of my Periscope. All right? So, see if I can find a title report in here so you guys can see what a title report actually looks like. All right. Well, I actually need to show you some other stuff too. But this right here is the actual certificate value that when you actually get the tax lien, you're going to get a blue sheet like this, and it's going to be blue from Lake County anyway. And it's actually going to tell you your parcel number. It's going to tell you the legal description on here and all that kind of stuff. So, for example, this address was 1226 New Jersey Street. It is in Etna Manor, which is a neighborhood called Etna. The property number, loan code on here. It tells you the name of the person who was actually owned the property, their address, and state and zip. So you know you have to actually get them served. But not only do you have to, it also tells you the certificate value. She owed $3,846.96 on the property. So in order for her to redeem that, she has to pay this plus the $500. All right. She didn't do it, so we got the property. So before you can do your servings, you got to find out who is actually on title. So you got to order a title report. This here, and I mean it, was the title report, and it's pretty thick. It's probably about a good, I don't know, maybe 30 pages long. But the good thing is that most of this is just the mortgage to the house. You know, we talked about that hard money lender. Most is just the mortgage to the house. Yeah, see, all this is the mortgage and security agreement that I wouldn't be interested in reading. I've seen 2,000-3,000 of them in my lifetime. I wasn't interested in reading them. I just knew she had a mortgage on the property. And that's really it. When you get back here, this is what you're interested in. It says parties at the top. This is everybody who has an interest in the home. So according to this, you had Jeanette M. Conrad. You had Centier. I don't know who Jeanette was, but Jeanette had an interest in the property. I had to serve Jeanette. Centier Bank. I had to serve Centier Bank. Yolanda Vaughn. I had to serve Yolanda Vaughn. Centier Bank actually was garnishing her. Custom Data Services, which was another garnishment that she was having. Monster Medical, which is another garnishment she was having. And then, of course, the mortgage company itself. We actually had to serve all of these people. And so each one of these had to get what's called a 4.5 noticing. So in that 4.5 noticing, you want to put this. This is what you want to look like. And so I got to keep all this stuff together. Oh, am I not supposed to say their names? Okay, I won't say it again. It's legal. The cost to serve is legally $6. You see this right here? It's at every post office in the country. Each one of these, I think, is there a price on here? I think I keep my receipts too, so I keep everything because what they want to see is they want to see that if it came back to sender, they want to see this because if they don't sign for it, you'll get this back and say return to sender. If they sign for it, you'll get this little green card back with their signature on it. As you can see right here, they signed for it right there. And what they let the courts know is that you actually served them. And so when you go to petition for the deed, if they don't redeem it, you can actually take all your paperwork, and I made copies for them, and put them all on one sheet, try to make it more convenient. And they can say, they look at your title work and say, okay, these are the people they're supposed to serve. They look at your information and say, okay, you actually served them. And they actually look at what you actually served them. Also, like this one here that we actually got back, this was to the young lady who we actually got the property from. She was no longer in the home. So they put on here VAC, which meant vacant, and they actually put return to sender on it. So now I have to do what's called a publication. You have to do it anyway. Your publication is your 4.5 publication, which means you have to publicize it in a newspaper. Costs $80. And I got the template for you. It's not hard. You take this, I'm telling you, this stuff is so simplistic, it'll almost scare you. When you start saying, really, that's all I had to do? And I was going to pay an attorney $1,000 to do this? It's like, man, you get paid for what you know, not for what you do. I promise you. I discovered that when I started remodeling these houses, because some of the stuff is so, man, so easy. And when you start looking like I was going to pay somebody thousands of dollars to do this, it's crazy. So here's all my 4.5 servings that I actually made copies of. I made copies of these with their names on them. So this one was to, I can actually say these. So remember we talked about that first woman we named? I didn't know who she was. She was an attorney who represented Daimler Chrysler. So it looked like she had a car, something going on with her car. And then the mortgage company that they actually had. So we just flip the pages and you can actually see the next page. So each person, and so it reads as follows. Everything that you see on here, and I know you guys can't see it, like that's in bold. This date right here is in bold. The amount right here is in bold. This right here is in bold. Everything that's in bold, every time you get ready to go to a different house, every time you want to do a different serving, you simply take out the bold part and you put in the new information. Where does the new information come from? The new information comes right off of this sheet right here. It gives you all the information. All of it is on this sheet. This is not hard. So if you take my template, now if you ain't got the template, it might be a little harder for you because it has to read exact. It has to read exact. If not, they're going to send you out and you're going to be sad because you're not going to get the property then. Read exact. Just take this template that I can email to you. You can get it when you come. Take this here, put in the information, transpose the information off of here, and put it into here, and send it off. When you send it off, they want it to look like this. You want to put your information on the back side of this green card, and man, I wish I could really show you this stuff, man. This is a lot easier when you guys are in the classroom, and I can put it up on the computer, or I can pass stuff around. This is kind of hard when it's on this. But on here, you want to actually, like this, they got like this transaction number, this article number down here. You actually want to make sure that you record that number on this little green sheet right here. And all of this, you get all this stuff from the post office. So literally, I can go in the other room right now. I won't do it again because I've done it once. And I probably got another 15 to 20 of those in here now because I don't want to keep going to the post office every time I get a property. So I just grab a whole bunch of them and take them out the post office. And then when I go to the tax sale and I get a property, I can literally come to the house, you know, put all my information in here and write down my stuff, take it down to the post office. And I just seen my receipt. And there's my receipt for the servings that I did. And so, I got to send it first class mail, certified, and I got a return receipt. So the first class mail was 49 cents, the certified was $3.45, and then the return receipt was $2.85. So I'm sorry, $2.80. So you're looking at it's about $6.50 altogether for a serving to serve. And then you're looking at $80. So now look like I served. That's my title work. What did I just do with it? See, y'all done messed me up. You see that? Y'all know I blame everybody else for my stuff. What did I just do with it? That's crazy. Oh, here it is. All right. So, look like we served 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We served 7 people with $6. She said, yeah. So we served 7 people with $6. So we $42. So, not bad. Not bad at all. $42 per serving. We had to send out 4.5. We had to send out 4.6. We're just rounding 42 up to 50. $50 per serving. So it cost me $100 to serve. Plus I had to put 2 articles in the paper at $80 a piece. That's another $160. So instead of paying an attorney $1,000, I paid $180 plus $260 plus my title report. Oh, by the way, the attorney is still going to charge you for your title report. That's not included in that fee. So the title report is another $100. So we said actually $125. So we just say total investment was total spent out for the property was, what were we at? We were at 180, 160, 80 and 80, 160 plus we said 260. So we got it's about 385. So about $385 it took us to actually do our servings. And that's for all of them. That's not just one, that's for all of them. And you don't do them at the same time. So divide that 385 into two. Well, actually just say 50 plus the title report's 100. So the first service is going to cost your title report 125 plus the 60, which is 185, plus the $80, which is 185, which makes it 265. So you're looking at about $265 for your first serving, and then after the second one, you've already done your title report. You don't need it, so you would just be $60 plus the $50 plus the $80. So you're looking at 50 plus 80 is 130. So it's not very expensive at all. And so let's say you went to the auction, like this particular house here. I went to the auction. $300 what I bid on it. I got the property for $300. The lien against the property for $300. I got my title report, so that's $400. Say $420. What does it say? $400. Really $425. But to keep the numbers round, we just say $400. Title report was $100, so we say $400. To send out the notices, my first notices was $60. That puts me at $460. Then I put an article in the paper, which is another $80, which was $460 plus 80, which makes $540. So I'm at $540 total investment for the property. Now I have to turn around and do it again, which is another $50 plus another. So we say plus $130 because you got $50 plus the $80 for the publication, which is $130. Was at $460 plus the $130, so we was at $570. So that's $570 that we used to get the property. That was total investment. Total investment to get the property was $570. Then once we petition the courts, we show them all this information, our 4.5 servings, our 4.6 servings. We show them all this information that we do. And let me kind of show you. These are my originals I showed. I'm pulling out now. Let me put all this stuff back because I do keep this. I keep this stuff forever because I don't ever want to have a problem with it. This right here was from the UPS. I don't know why I did this way, but I sent something UPS. Well, it's not. That's USPS. That's United States Post Office. And we served, it doesn't say. We served somebody through a tracking information sheet right here. Oh, I know why I did this. One of these didn't come back. They didn't come back, but thank God I had a tracking number. And so I took the tracking number, I put it into the United States Post Office and printed out this sheet, and it did say they had it. And I can tell you now, I know who it was. It was actually the IRS in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's who it was. We actually served them. They didn't respond. I got the property. I'm happy. So, but you have to show legally that you served them. You have to show who you served. You have to show what you served them. Now, also, if the property is vacant, you have to take the one to the homeowner, not the other ones, the one to the homeowner, and you have to tape it to their front door, and you have to take a picture of it. Don't worry, we'll go over this stuff again. Take it to their front, take it to their front door, take you some tape it to their front door, and take a picture. And then when you do your 4.6 servings, you want to take it to the front door, put it right next to or right up under it, right next to the 4.5 servings, tape it to it, take a picture of it, and you're done. You print all that stuff out, you put it into a form file. I usually keep my masters. It seems to be a lot of work, but I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. So let's make it more simplistic because I'm kind of going kind of fast. More simplistic. You go to the tax sale. All right. When you go to the tax sale, you actually pay for the property. You pay for the lien on the property. They send you this. This is a tax lien certificate from Lake County. Once you get this, you're going to take my template that I give you, and you're going to transpose the information off this template onto off this tax lien and put it on this actual document. You're going to put the names of the people who have an interest in the property from the title report. We want to make sure that everybody gets one. Okay? Once they get that, you really want to send it off, and make sure you get a receipt of it. Make sure you get a receipt of it. Then you're gonna also take the same notice that you just sent out, and you want to put it on the door of the property and take a picture of it, and you're done. Then a little while longer, you want to take another one, and you want to go to whatever newspaper you want to go to and pay $80, and they'll print it for you. They'll send you confirmation of it, and that's it. No, you do not pay the total lien at the tax sale. You pay the total, at least in Lake County. Some of them are different. In Lake County, they start every bid off. Previously, it was $300. They just took it to $500. Greedy. Anyway, they just took it to $500. And so you pay whatever you bid. So, for example, I paid $300 at the auction. I had to then do my title report, then send my servings off, and then do my publication. And that was really it. Then once I actually petitioned the court for the deed to the house, they said, okay, Mr. Howard, you bought the property, what did you say, in January. It's now September. You owe us 9 months worth of taxes. So that's because that's actually when I bought the tax lien. And when I actually granted the property, they want you to be responsible for that taxes during that time. They'll say you owe us another $700 for the taxes during that time. You pay that taxes up. That's how we've got from $500 to $1,200, because it's I had to pay $700 in taxes. So 5 plus 7 is 12, and so we had to do $1,200 total investment on a 4-bedroom house. You can't beat it. Now, I did tell y'all it's a part-time job. This stuff between the research and the servings and the publications, and then that's one serving, that's one publication. Then you got to do the second publication, the 4.6, and we're gonna talk about the 4.6s tomorrow. But typically, the 4.5, what they actually say, is not really all that extensive as well, especially on the template. It simply says, and I'm going to actually read it, it says, pursuant to the provision of the Indiana Code, and it gives the code, the 6-1-1.25-4.5, as the owner of record with person of substantial property interest and public record, and the real property described below, you are hereby notified the following. Simply said, according to the tax code, you've been notified. The following described real property in Lake County, Indiana was offered for sale at the Treasurer of Lake County, Indiana for delinquent taxes or special assessment on, and it gives the date, whereabout, and it's September 3rd, whereabout the amount received was not equal to or in excess of a minimal sales price per statute. Then it gives the street address, the parcel number, and the legal description. We had to put that in here, but we got that information off the little blue tax lien certificate. Pursuant to the Indiana Code, Lake County issued a tax sale certificate number. That number is right here, right there. You just simply transpose the numbers. I'm seriously. Certificate number 2, Lake County Commissioner of Real Property on May 15, 2015. It was offered to me, George Howard Jr., for the amount of what? $300. It says it right here, $300. The tract of real property has not been redeemed. It ain't been redeemed. Any person may redeem the tract of real property paying the redemption period, and it goes through some other stuff. They had to August 29th to do it. They did not do it by August, so I bought it in May. They had to August 29th to actually redeem that property. They did not redeem it by August 29th. To redeem it, they had to pay $3,846.96. Where did I get that number from? Right here, $3,846.96. It's all on here. And it goes down some other verbiage. And it says a petition for tax deed will be filed on August 29th, saying that I will be actually filing for your property on the 29th of August. I missed my date, by the way. That's why I didn't get my property to January. If the certificate sold for an amount for more than the minimum bid of $3,000 for which the tract of real property is divested of ownership at the time, it may have a right to tax surplus. So it's saying that, let's say the tax bid went up over $3,000, which in this case it didn't. We got it for $300. Then they would pay the difference. So if it went up to $10,000, that homeowner got to pay $10,000 to get their property back, which is another strategy. So if you really, really, really want a property and you got $10,000 or $15,000 and you know that property's worth $150 and you want to make it harder for them to pay their property taxes, that's really mean, by the way. But it's what it is, but it's really mean. It's a risk you take when you don't pay your property taxes. If somebody wants that property, they'll say $20,000. And we actually seen this. The property came up and guy said $50,000, and everybody in the auction said, huh? Because, you know, they only go, if you get to $7,000, that's a lot of money at the tax sale. If the property goes for $7,000, people, it's like, wow, that must be a really nice property, because it just doesn't happen. You don't get people bidding up to $7,000, which tells you if you going with $2,000 and $3,000, you're gonna come home with at least one property, probably 2 or 3. Just saying, like this is real life. Based on that, I forgot what I was talking about. Based on that though, if you went over, they have to pay that whole amount. So somebody would have to pay the $50,000 plus the interest or the penalty of 10%. So they would have to pay $55,000 to get that property back. That's ridiculous. They're not gonna pay it. You get the house. That's $150,000, $200,000 house for whatever you bid on it, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I will say this: me being the person I am, I don't think that I would, unless it got to be a really nice house. I don't think I would ever put a homeowner in a position to where it would be harder for them to redeem their property because of my actions. I'm going to say it again. I don't think George Howard, anybody, y'all different. Y'all can do whatever you want to. So if their property tax was $5,000, I don't think I would ever bid more than $5,000 because I don't want them to have to pay an excessive amount, because now you're making it impossible for them to redeem. So you're really kind of taking the house from up under them. And if they got to pay the $5,000 anyway, because the county gonna take it if I don't take it, but to take that from $5,000 to $7,000 and they got to pay the difference of all that and the interest and all that, I just think is really mean. But you got people out there who do it, and they will do it in a heartbeat, literally, if they want that property. So those are your 4.5 servings, y'all. It's not hard. I want to go over it one more time, and I want to talk a little slower, and so you guys can write down like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Y'all ready? All right. The first thing is, when you get to the tax sale, you actually want to bid on the property. Once you bid and you actually were the winning bidder on that lien, go home and, I'm sorry, you don't go home. You go to the treasurer and you pay whatever you bid on it. You go to the treasurer and you pay whatever you bid on it. You're going to get this in the mail. It's going to come certified so they know you got it. You're going to get this in the mail. Inside of that is going to be this tax lien certificate. This is a tax lien. It's a real tax lien certificate. It has all the information that you need to make your servings off of this. Based on this information here, you want to call your local title company, whoever you decide to use. I'll tell you guys who I use. Call them. I order it on the phone. They'll email it over to you. Usually takes about 2 to 3 days for them to get it over to you. You want to go through the title report and make sure that you write down the name and the address of everybody who has an interest in that property. Then you want to actually take this and all of the bold pieces, all the bold places in here, you want to replace it with information that's on here. All right. Once you actually print out, in this case, or print out all 7 documents, that way you actually want to send it certified mail. And I'll show you another time exactly how to fill this out. It's simple. You might get a little writer's cramp because I'm not used to writing anymore. I do everything by typing now. So I'm not used to writing anymore. You simply send it certified mail. Costs $6.50 per serving. Not very expensive. They're now notified that you bought their property, their lien against the property at a tax sale. That mortgage company, if they got a mortgage on it, anybody, they got a notification saying, listen, I'm going to get this. And also to make sure that they actually are notified, they want you to put it in a local publicized newspaper. You want to publicize it in a newspaper. If they don't respond in the correct amount of time, then you are now entitled to send what's called a 4.6 serving. That 4.6 serving says, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but it simply says this: you did not redeem the property, so I'm taking it. That's pretty much what it says. You didn't redeem it. Thank you so much. I'll be petitioning the state for the deed to your property. You want one last chance to try to show up in court, you can, but I'm going to get this property. That's what your 4.6 serving say. You got to publicize that in the paper. Then you literally take all of your paperwork. You want to take it and you want to fill out a petition. We're going to talk about all these steps individually. You want to fill out a petition for the house, and you want to actually file that at the courthouse, and they'll grant you the deed when you show them your paperwork, and you pay the taxes on it, and they'll send you your deed in the mail. And congratulations, for $1,200, you just bought a 4-bedroom house. A little bit of work, but concerning I just bought a $30,000 house for $2,000, actually $12,000, and when I get done fixing up, $2,000 altogether. That's a $23,000 profit. I think it's pretty much worth it. Now, each state is different. I'm only talking about the state of Indiana, and each county is different. I'm only talking about Lake County, Indiana. So that's the two counties. I'm gonna tell you now. I've already started looking into Tippecanoe County, and that Marion, or not Tippecanoe County, excuse me, the Indianapolis, which is Marion County. I've already started looking into that already on actually how to do that, because we're going downstate and we're gonna buy properties there too, y'all. Telling the whole state of Indiana, we're gonna grab up 100% because their redemption time is only 6 months. Unlike Texas, who have a 25% and 50% return on your investment, it takes 2 years to get the property. I don't want to wait 2 years to get the property. I want the property in 6 months. Sounds great to me. I like 6 month time period. So I like Indiana a whole lot. So while it doesn't pay as much as far as the interest rate like Texas does to get the property, I like it in 6 months. So that's it. Now listen, all this information, I'll teach you how to do it. You guys are my periscopers, you're my paratroopers, my prayer warriors. Para-warriors. I like that. My para-warriors. That's who you guys are. That's official now. You guys are George Howard's para-warriors. You guys coming in. We warring for this financial increase. So, no cost to you. I'll teach you, show you, whatever, at no cost to you. Everybody else got to pay me. And they can come to the classes for $500. But you can come to the classes for $500. But to get my mentorship, they may cost extra. It's 2 years in Lake County, Illinois. You look today. All right, tomorrow you own it, girl. She said, I'm going to do my research. He didn't email me back. Forget him. I'm going to do my own research today. So in Lake County, Illinois, she said it's 2 years there as well. 6 months where I'm at. I love it. I love it. So that being said, y'all, that's it for today. Those are your 4.5 servings. Tomorrow we're going to talk about your 4.6 servings. What you got to do. It's going to be just like the 4.5 servings. So we'll probably talk about that and the petition. I'll probably talk about that and the petition, how you petition the court for it. There are some other documents that you have to fill out. Like this is something. And guess what? I've already done the work for you. Here's another template. It's called the Verified Petition for Issuance of Tax Deed. What does that say? I'm asking the court to give me my deed to my house. That's what this document says. Give me my deed. That's what... That's what it says. That's pretty much what it says. And you got to fill out another form to actually get you your court date. And that's right here. So we'll walk through all of it, y'all. I promise you. We'll walk through every single step. Every single step we'll walk through together. And that's really it. I mean, it's not hard stuff, y'all. So thank you for tuning in. This morning. So this morning, I'm guilty. I was up to about 3:30 last night, and I overslept. So y'all, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I woke up. I was like 8 o'clock. I said, I slept through alarm clocks. And y'all know my phone. I got like 4 of them set on my phone. I slept through alarm clocks. I slept through everything. So please forgive me. Josette was called. I woke up, I had 3 missed calls from Josette. And I got a text message. Are you okay? Yeah. So I'm sorry. I overslept. I don't know how I did it. I did. So please forgive me. But we'll catch up tomorrow at 7 o'clock this morning. And 7 o'clock this morning. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we'll get this stuff done. All right. Tomorrow, I sent you my phone number. Give me a call. I should be available for like the next hour. So catch me now while I'm available. The time starts at 8 a.m. I think she's going to drive down here. I think tomorrow, she thinks she's interested. Starts at 8 a.m. If you're coming, we'll talk. Just call me. We'll talk and we can meet up and all that kind of stuff so we can all sit together and do all that kind of stuff. All right. That being said, God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And don't forget, you are blessed to be a blessing.